Hey everyone, Sean here. Today I'm going to show you how I paint these peninsular British redcoats. These are the stovepipe Shako versions, which served until around, 1811, 1812 or so. But this guide should get you through to, the Belgic Shako versions. These are 6mm figures from Bacchus, but you can definitely use this guide for, Adler as well. And honestly, I think that this guide should at least serve you in painting redcoats all the way up until, I would want to say, like the Warlord, like epic scale, like that, I don't know, 12 or 13 or whatever scale it is. Anyway, I will link all of the colors down below, and with that, let's get into the tutorial. Okay, so here I have my British redcoats. They have been primed a dark brown color, and then I used the zenithal highlight of Pro Acryl White. Pro Acryl White is really good, and also I strongly recommend that you do zenithal highlight for any sort of small scale figures, because it just makes your life so much easier. And these colors are already, and like these models, the details are kind of hard to read if you just prime them one color, so I strongly recommend doing that. The first color we're going to use is Vallejo. It is Scarlet Blood. I know technically speaking, like, it was madder red, but we don't want it to be too dark at this scale. And so you'll see here, I'm just filling in all the spots that are going to be red. And it's a lot easier to kind of get an idea of where everything is with the zenithal highlight. You can see, even at this scale, okay, I can see exactly like where are the crossbelts, where are the cufflinks, where are all the different parts. And it just makes your life a whole lot easier compared to just priming them white, because a lot of times things will still get lost. So kind of get that there. And then on the back, we'll just get the arm right here. There's a kind of part right here which you don't have to get if you really don't want to, but I just like to get it. I definitely enjoy getting these as detailed as possible, and really this guide will help you get them painted to a high level. If you're looking just for gaming, obviously, there'll be certain parts that you can skip, and I'll let you know which ones. But you see here, like, again, the zenithal just makes all the parts obvious. So anyway, here's all the red. Just make sure I haven't missed anything. Okay, cool. So that is all the red. Now, this next part will be kind of a choose your own adventure, because different regiments had different facings. There's like that buff color, which is that sort of like tan color. There's just a lot of different colors. I'm going to use yellow. That's the color for the regiment that I'm using, and so I'm using Pro Acryl Warm Yellow. I really like its coverage, so we'll go ahead and paint the cufflinks. So I got those all yellow. And then also we'll get the collars. There's also that little kind of side part right there, the little kind of strap. We'll get that yellow as well. Okay, very good. So, got those yellow. These are already coming along pretty good. That's just a couple colors, right? All right. Next, what we're going to do is we are going to do the black. And for this, I'm using Vallejo Model Air Black. I really like this color. It has a nice finish to it. And it also just flows really, really well. And so with that, we are going to get the shoes. We'll also get the Shako. So you can see just going in here, and it's a nice, it's a nice color there. There's also like the backpack here, and I know there's like some where it's like a dark brown. I'm just doing black. I'm also getting like this little thing here. It's like the canteen, and then there's like the ammo belt, knife. So just getting those. Okay, and then just getting the shoe from the back as well. Then just want to make sure you get them from this side. Maybe not as big of a deal if you're planning on, maybe these guys are going to be in a big mob or something. Maybe you don't care as much about it, but I just like to make sure that they got all that. Okay. Very good, and let's make sure I get on the sides here as well. Okay, cool. All right, so that is that. Next, we're going to use, so this is Citadel, or I think it's like Warhammer now. I forget the name. No, it's like they changed the name or something. We use Dawnstone. This is going to be for the pants. And so just paint that on there. And I think that this is a great color. Like it really just kind of hits that like sort of like kind of like earthy gray color that you often see. And the cool thing again with the zenithal highlight is, you don't even have to paint that back leg, right? There's already kind of a shadow there. We'll just flip them around. Boom. And then, yeah, so that's that. And then, if you want to get the side, you can. But yeah, you can see here just the shadow for it. You don't even really need to paint that. So you have that, and then now in some instances it is kind of a white. So if it's white, you can just leave as is. Really, really easy. And then also actually you'll want to, because they also have like those coats or whatever on their back. You can get that with the Dawnstone as well. So bedroll or what have you. So yeah, so we got that. Okay. Now what we will do next is there is some white on the model. So it's like the crossbelts. And then I'm also going to be a little extra here. You'll see in a second. This part you definitely don't have to do, but I like doing it. Okay, so for starters, we have the crossbelts here. And for this, you will get that part there, and then you'll have it kind of go down. And then you also have another crossbelt that's right here. And if you want to give the kind of illusion that they're kind of overlapping, you won't actually paint the full thing, and then it kind of looks like it's kind of like going under right, and then that'll go over this way. under here. And then again, the nice thing is you'll see, of course, you know, from the zenithal, it's already white. The part that I was talking about being extra is because, you know, they have those little like buttons and things. So if you really want, you can do this. You don't have to, but I just really like, it's always fun for me, like when people look at these and like how the heck did you do that? It's always just kind of fun. And then on the back as well, and you know, it'll, you know, people love to see, you know, people, you know, when you're playing with these, it's always from far away, but people do like to go looking up close. All right, and then the backpack, there's 2 straps. And so you'll just get the straps going down. And then there's also kind of that bag that's to the side. You can get that with white as well. Or just don't paint it at all. I mean, just let the shadow do the work. That's a totally valid option for you. Okay. Next, what we're gonna do is we will do the skin. Here's where you can be extra as well, like me, if you want. I'll show you another technique too if you really don't want to, you know, go all crazy on them. But, you know, so there's the hands that you'll get. Just kind of dot on them. All right. So those are the hands. Now, what you can do, if you really want, I'll get up a little bit closer, is if you really want to, let's make sure that this is on camera, you know, you can dot the nose and then kind of paint around so that way the nose shows up. So, you know, so you kind of get this detail there where you're just like, you do a little dot on the nose and then you kind of paint around it. So that's one option that's available to you if you want them to look a little bit more detailed. The other option, if you would like, and this might be a little bit easier, is if you use something like, so use like a contrast paint. I use this one, and you just get a little bit on your brush. And again, this is the power of the zenithal. And then you just, boom, get that on there, and honestly, maybe that even just looks better. But yeah, so you just get that on there, and then you have a really nice looking skin. And rather than blobbing paint on, like I will say, if you're like a war gamer and you just feel like you want to blob paint on, just do a zenithal, get a contrast paint. It's the exact same amount of work, basically one more step extra. The zenithal is one extra step of work, but ends up looking so much better. Like you still get like an actual face rather than a guy who looks like his face has been melted off. And then, of course, if you so choose, you know, maybe just do a little highlight on the nose here. And, you know, dare I say, maybe that even looks better than just the ones that I did. So, yeah, so right now we're in a really, really, really awesome spot with the model, and we just have a few steps left, believe it or not. The first one is we're going to use AK brass to get the metal on there, the little front, the brass plate for the Shako, and it comes out right here. You can kind of see there's that dot, and then we'll just dab that on there like so. Okay, looks pretty good. And as for all metals, always recommend using a synthetic brush, just so if you have a natural airbrush, it doesn't damage it. And also using different water pot, because there are, you know, those little metal pigments that will get in there otherwise. Then I'm use Vallejo magnesium for the gun, for the metal parts. Looks good. Make sure just to get the back here. And I just realized I missed one guy's arm, but that's okay. We'll get it in post. We'll get it in just a sec. All right. So we got that. So we got the metal down. Very good. Well, I guess I'll just kill two birds with one stone here. What I will do next is, and this will of course depend on what kind of infantry that you're painting, but so let me, as I get that arm, I'm also going to get, so just on the underside here, using that same Scarlet color, just getting the underside of that, the pom-pom. And again, I just always love that they're called pom-poms. It's so funny. Just think of cheerleaders. But then of course you always think about like how much fashion was influenced by military and stuff, who knows. Anyway, so we have those pom-poms painted. Alrighty, we just have 2 steps left to paint these guys. And I know you've probably been wondering where it is, but it's coming. It's happening right now. I'm using AK Ultramarine, and I really water this down for the famous water canteens. And like it's almost like kind of like a wash consistency or something. I just use it, it's just like really watered down, and you can see, all right, we got the canteens down. It's beautiful. One final step, you guys, one final step, and then we are done with these red coats. I'm using Games Workshop Rhinox hide for the wooden parts of the rifle. And I just do a line, let's make sure you can see that, but yeah, I just kind of do like a line down, like a line kind of down that way. And so yeah, so those are our British red coats, and so that will complete our British red coats. Really, really easy to paint, and you can see just the power of like the zenithal and just like some really smart color placements that you get, just like a really nice result. Now you can 100% leave them here. If you would like to take them a few steps further, I recommend doing, I mean, of course I recommend sealing these anyway, they're metal, but like using like a matte varnish. And then what you can then do is, if you would like to do some additional highlights and things, what I would do is, so like, oops. So you can see these guys here. What I did is, so I did like a burnt umber oil wash, and then I just kind of reapplied some selective Dawnstone on the legs, Scarlet on the Scarlet parts, and then I also just used a lighter skin tone color. It's like AK light skin tone, and I just use that kind of like on the nose. And then yeah, so that just gets you like a nice little extra dimension. But there's absolutely, you know, like anyone looking at these would be really happy with them, or I think anyone who you're gaming with would be really impressed. So yeah, definitely, you know, encourage you to take those extra steps, but certainly anyone would be very impressed with these. So thank you. You know, looking to do more tutorials soon. I'm currently working on a Spanish force for Albuera, so I'm certainly going to have you know, some Spanish tutorials, but also of course things like the 95th Rifles and King's German Legion Portuguese. So thank you, and hope you all have a good day.